Okay, so we're diving into some pretty serious stuff today with all this earthquake activity, and people are understandably kind of on edge. So we're going to break down exactly what's going on as of today, March 29th, 2025.
Right, we've got updates from Myanmar, of course, and the aftershocks, and then closer to home, we've got that official warning in Bangladesh. So
yeah, a lot to unpack. So let's make sure we give everyone a clear picture of the situation and what they can actually do about it.
Sounds good.
So first off, I think it's important to say, as of right now, there haven't been any significant earthquakes directly in Bangladesh.
That's right. As of today, March 29th, Bangladesh itself has been spared.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean no cause for concern.
No, not at all, especially with what's happening just next door.
Yeah, we have to talk about that 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, March 28th, that was a huge one.
It really was. And the reports coming out of Myanmar are they're pretty devastating. Over 1,600 deaths confirmed already.
Huh.
And a U.S. agency is saying that number could go way up, possibly even over 10,000.
That's just awful. And I imagine the damage is pretty widespread, too.
Yeah, huge parts of the country are without power and clean drinking water. It's a real crisis.
I saw that India is sending aid with their Operation Brahma.
Right. A lot of countries are stepping up to help, which is it's really important in a situation like this.
It is. And then on top of that initial earthquake, there was another one this morning.
Yeah, an aftershock, 4.7 magnitude. Not as strong, obviously, but
still
significant. Yeah. And it was felt over a much wider area.
I was going to say, wasn't that felt in Bangladesh too?
Absolutely. Bangladesh, India, Thailand, even parts of China felt that one.
It really shows you how interconnected everything is.
It does. Seismic waves.
Yeah.
They don't just stop at borders.
So this isn't just something happening over there. It's something that, people in Bangladesh need to be aware of and prepared for.
Exactly. And the authorities in Bangladesh are taking it seriously. I mean, the fire service and civil defense department, they issued an official warning.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're saying Bangladesh is at high risk for tremors.
Yeah.
Maybe even as strong as what Myanmar experienced.
Wow. So what do people need to be doing right now, especially in Dhaka? It's such a densely populated city.
Well, I think the first thing is just to stay informed.
Yeah.
Keep up with the news from official sources.
Right.
And then think about your emergency plan. Where will you meet your family if you get separated? How will you communicate? What are your evacuation routes?
Okay, that makes sense.
And then inside your home, secure anything heavy, bookcases, appliances, anything that could fall during an earthquake.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
It can really prevent injuries. And then, of course, you want to have that emergency kit ready.
Water, food, flashlight, batteries.
Exactly. First aid kit, copies of important documents, all that stuff.
Yeah, good to have it all in one place.
And then if you can find out about earthquake drills in your community, participate in those.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Right? Exactly. You want to know what to do instinctively if it happens.
It's amazing how that aftershock, even though it was smaller, was still felt so far away.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the power of those seismic waves.
So to sum it all up, Bangladesh hasn't been hit directly, but this earthquake in Myanmar and the aftershocks, they're a wake-up call. The region is seismically active and preparedness is absolutely key.
Couldn't agree more.
We've given you the information and now it's about taking those steps to be ready.
Absolutely.
It's interesting to think about the interconnectedness of the region and, we've talked about what individuals can do, but what about larger scale cooperation? What could countries in the region do together to be even more prepared?
That's a really good question and something to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Everybody stay safe out there.
Stay safe.